Good morning. Well, today I'm back in the shed and I'm trying to get all of my wall plates put on. However, like we said before, when the sheetrock was done, the sheetrock actually came out a little beyond where the plugs are. So we are putting spacers on. I'm using these spacers that will go behind the screws where the outlet goes, and it'll bring it forward so I can, when I put my wall plate on, it will actually be flush, which is code. You don't want a recessed wall plug, a wall outlet. So I'm gonna get these put on and get these spacers put on. Some of them are so recessed that it may take 2, possibly 3 spacers per screw. So it just goes behind the screw, and there are these little spacers that are kind of like a Lego. So these little spacers, they're just a hard plastic. You can fold them together and you can tear pieces off, like if you only need one. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll see how many of the spacers each screw takes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. And I'm gonna just keep working on the outlets, so we'll see how it goes. I also have turned the power off, just as a safety precaution, because I am working with live wires and pulling the plugs out to get the spacers behind. So I did turn the power off, and I am using a tester just to make sure, stick this in the outlet to let me know that the power truly is off. So I guess some people would not turn the power off, bother to do that, but I am, just to be safe. So I will continue to work on this, and we'll see how it goes. So this one looks like it might take 3 spacers because it was recessed pretty far. So we'll start with that and see if that brings it out enough to make it flush. So get our spacers. So did everybody have a nice holiday? We relaxed and stayed home. We had our besties at Foothill Life over, had dinner. So that seems to have taken care of it. Had to take one of the spacers off on top, so. Also, some of the holes that were cut in the sheetrock made it a little loose around the wall plate. So I did some spackling under there. To fill that in, and then I'll go back and touch up with paint once that's all dry. So 6 to go. So this one, I started with 4. It's good on the bottom, but not the top. So I'm gonna have to take one of the spacers off on the top, because I don't think I can tighten it down anymore without cracking those spacers. So trial and error. The nice thing about these, just rip that spacer off and you can save it for another plug. rooster going off. We had our first hen lay an egg yesterday, so he's being overly protective today. So I'll tear off 3 spacers for the top. So 3 spacers seem to have done the trick for bringing it forward. So I'm going to put the plate on and see if it truly is flush or if it still needs to come out a little bit more. So that'll work. I want to make sure that my outlet is straight before I install this. So that worked. It brought my outlet out a little bit. And that looks good. So we'll move on to the next. I'm just picking away a little bit of the drywall from underneath because when it was installed, it kind of went up over the screw holes for the bottom of the plug, the outlet. So I just want to clear that out so I can put my plug in straight. Sometimes these little black washers, the square washers that come on the back of the screws, sometimes they're helpful because it keeps you from losing your screw. However, sometimes they're a pain in the butt. And it looks like most of these outlets are going to take 3 of these little spacers. So that one might need 4. After getting it completely tight, it's still recessed a little bit. It does not come out beyond my plate. So I think I'm going to loosen this and put one more spacer. And I believe these are, they're 1/8. So each spacer is 1/8 of an inch. So again, they work pretty good, but this one needs to come out just a little bit more. And again, they're like Legos, they just snap together. So it makes it really easy. Much better. So it did take, that one took 4 spacers. And now it's not recessed anymore. So they work out pretty good. Got the wall plates all put on, and as you can see, the outlets are all nice and flush. They are good. So around a couple of these, I'll go ahead and finish doing I'll take the plate off again and do some spackling behind there. Just because a few of these do have gaps. When sheetrock is cut before these things go in, it's never perfect. So again, they have gaps. So, but I'm gonna get this other outlet installed and we'll go from there. So I got the box put on, and I did have to use 1 spacer. The wood on this shed kit was so bad. We actually set our boxes in the right location, but the wood was so bad that it recessed this outlet. So I finally got it installed, got everything tightened, and I still may have to do some caulking around here because, again, I don't like gaps behind my the wall plates. So, but at least it's on there. My outlets are now flush, actually sticking out just a little bit. So I think that's pretty good. So we're done with that. Now we can move on to other things, and hopefully the floor will be next. So we'll bring you back and show you when we're doing the floor. So thank you for watching.